Let's take a look at the 6'3" freshman guard out of Kentucky, TyTy Washington. 35% three-point shooter in his freshman season, 40% on 53 attempts in catch and shoot. So I think the catch and shoot is going to be there. I'm not going to highlight a bunch of that. What I wanted to show here was against Tennessee, where the off-the-dribble three game really got going for him. And I just wonder if that's something he can continue to add to his game, because the mid-range pull-up was so true in that freshman season. Something that's been talked about plenty. I think a lot of people buy into it and believe in it. And is it something he's going to be able to add and extend out to the three-point line as he gets into the NBA? One final one here, the little step back going to his right. And I just think that mid-range game looked really, really good from TyTy. Now, the question with his scoring, I'll talk about the mid-range floaters in a second, but is what kind of pressure can he put on the rim? He only had 90 attempts between the rim and 5 feet, and I thought this highlighted it best. This clip, he attacked closeouts well. At 35% from three, you're going to close out to him, but he's got to put more pressure on the rim, in my opinion. On this clip, he's settling, quote-unquote, for the mid-range pull-up, which, again, I don't hate that shot, especially for him. But if you have an opportunity to really get downhill and put pressure on the defense, I don't think he did it enough. And then there just wasn't any back. Now, he did finish at 51%, only 2 free throw attempts per game, but I never saw like a little high floater, a little scoop shot, stop, pivot, any of that type of stuff from TyTy Washington. Now, I showed the mid-range pull-up and then the floater game. Really, really efficient, whether it was catch and drive, pick and roll. You see him go off like 1 foot right there from almost 15 feet. 1.3 points per possession with the floater in those situations. Here against Blake Wesley, a fellow first-round pick most likely. You see him play through a little contact, a swipe at the ball, able to knock it down. And then here against Tennessee, going to do the high swipe over and then play off 2 feet as he gets into the lane and finishes. So while he didn't get all the way around the rim inside the restricted area, you saw the mid-range pull-up, the floater, and then again, I talked about the three-point shooting. How about his passing? I think he's a great on-time, on-target passer. So again here, I love this. Attacking the closeout. Would have liked to see him attack down into the lane and create a little more pressure on the defense, but he's a high basketball IQ guy. His teammate here had just knocked down a three in an earlier possession. He finds him again, able to knock it down. So I do think he knows where the ball needs to go, when it needs to go there. I'll highlight this more in a minute, but love this box out here on the weak side. I know that's not something you want to overvalue, but I do think it's important to highlight. But again, on time, on target, in transition. Tshiebwe has position right now. He has the advantage right now as McCormick's slow. TyTy is not going to hold the ball too long. It's going to get out of his hands. It's on target, so Oscar can catch it, get right to the rim, and finish before McCormack recovers. Coming off the handoff here to a pick and pop guy, reads the defense perfectly. Again, on time, on target stuff. Not as much high level stuff, but this one had me excited. I can't see his eyes, but I think he's using eye manipulation here to hold Lightfoot just long enough. Look how slow Lightfoot was to react to that pass, and I think it's because TyTy was using his eyes to hold him in that spot. So again, I know I've said it multiple times, on time, on target, ball mover. What I would have liked to see is some more high level reads. So here, reading this secondary defender has a shooter wide open in the weak side corner. May even end up being a one more pass, but just didn't see enough of those type of reads. This isn't the wrong read, but I just didn't see enough of the high level kind of secondary reads. That's the offensive game for TyTy. How about defensively? I think on ball, he can be a little bit of a disruptor as you see him pick up at half court there, get a little handsy, get a deflection on the ball. I think that's something he can absolutely do. I thought for the most part, he did a good job staying in front. So here against KU, does a good job staying in front. Very rarely does he get just completely beat. Now, he is only 6'3", so there is going to be some disadvantages with that. Love him here off ball. We'll talk more in a second. Ready to tag the roll guy. Good closeout, hands up. Again, doesn't get completely blown by, but gives up just enough of an advantage that a bigger guard, a bigger wing is able to take advantage of him. We're going to see it again here. Not that he's going to play a ton in the post. I get it. Maybe not a guy you're going to switch a lot with. I do think he'll compete. He'll have active hands. He'll try to be disruptive. Holds his ground fine there, but you see just lack of size and length, isn't able to really contest. So just wanted to highlight it. Don't think it's a major area of concern. Ball screen. This is where it's a little hard to judge where he's at. So against Kansas, I think he's going to fight through. He continues to play. My issue with some of them is he doesn't get all the way back in front. So he doesn't get completely blasted and beat, but he never gets back in front. And I think there was an opportunity for him to do so. This one highlights it even better. He gets the foot over the top. I think right now he should stay in front of the ball handler, and then he just kind of ends up giving it up in a lane to the basket. So I think there's some room for improvement, as you would imagine with the freshman in these ball screen scenarios. Here earlier in the year against Notre Dame, does a good job fighting through, stays in front. So there was some good possessions as well. Off the ball, I really liked what I saw from TyTy. This is one of my favorite ones. Here, he knows the rotation he's supposed to make, comes down, and he's willing to box out and bang with David McCormick, the big from Kansas. I know those things can go unnoticed at times, but to me, those are quote-unquote winning plays, and I felt like TyTy did a good job of doing those. Here, I'm not even positive it's his rotation. He's not the low man, but he comes across, active hands, gets them on the ball, and is able to force a turnover instead of giving up a dunk. So again, kind of goes back to being a disruptive defender, as you see him opportunistic there as well. And then again, while it's not a high-level read, look how quickly the ball got out of his hands, and he knew exactly where it needed to go, when it needed to go there. Love the passing in terms of that. Here, he's going to tag the roll guy against Notre Dame, and then fight through a pin down as well. Does a good job. I think he competes on screens if nothing else. It's not always perfect, but he's going to compete. Love this. I love how he kind of stunts at a driver. So he's strong side corner, doesn't want to help off, but he's going to stunt at the ball handler, help him pick up the ball, force him to pick up the ball. I even love this here, anticipating the one more pass, getting a hand in the passing lane. Now it gets a little problematic as he loses his fundamentals there, never gets back in the play. So he can do that a little bit. You're going to see it again here. He can get a little ball watchy, kind of goes through the steal, flails his arms, and then now he's going to lose track of his man, give up a layup on the baseline. So some room for improvement for TyTy, but I really like the foundation of what he can be on the defensive end as well.